most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Dun, 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 dun. Today we're going to talk about stop thumb pain with simple exercises. Now, the thumb is the most active joint probably in your hand. I mean, the thumb.
Right.
As
It's
index,
unique. It's the only
right,
opposing digit.
right.
There's no other finger that can compensate for it. If you injure one of these fingers, the other ones kind of compensate, but not the thumb.
Yeah, you're always a big problem if you cut your thumb off.
It's a
because
heavy hitter in the hand.
Right. So we're going to show you how to stop some of the pain in there so you can function correctly. And before we do that, if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. And you'll also want to join us on our social media channels and our website because we're always giving something away. Brad, what are we giving away today?
Well, Bob, today we're doing a big deal. This is a SleepOvation mattress.
Supposed to say SleepOvation.
No, Bob, I'm not saying that.
Okay, well, anyway, it's cool because it's got 700 individual mattresses.
Yes.
This is just a sample of it. We didn't want to bring the whole thing out here.
Sure.
But both Brad and I use this. Very good for pain relief. I mean,
they're
especially if pain in the shoulder, back, neck.
very happy with mine.
Yep,
Very
yep.
happy.
So, okay.
Okay.
Go to bobandbrad.com and go to the giveaway section or Bob and Brad on Facebook.
On the
It's pinned
Facebook,
up.
yep.
All right, Brad. So, take it away.
Okay, like we mentioned, the thumb is that opposing digit, and it's the first digit. You know, technically it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first digit.
That's how it works.
And as you know, if your thumb is aching, your whole life changes. You can't write very well. You can't eat very well. Everything is
amazing, isn't it?
upside down.
Yeah.
So we need to keep it going. And the nice thing about it is oftentimes pain in any part of your body that's associated with muscles and joints like this, orthopedic, is due to or oftentimes caused by lack of range of motion. It's
Sure.
not moving like it should. So I'm going to give you a simple remedy and formula how to get it moving. We're going to start proximal or closest to the wrist and work our way out to the end of the thumb. So,
you want to show Brad? I mean, these all flex and extend,
right.
but this joint also comes around.
Right.
That's what he's talking about, the opposing thumb.
Yep, exactly. So we're going to start with, there's a little bone down here called the trapezium. And then the next one is your metacarpal and then your phalange joints up here. Not that you need to know that, but this joint down here can easily get missed.
Yeah, and that is the one that I often see. A lot of people have arthritis there.
Right.
And it gets irritated, and it's the one that really bothers them.
That's the one that allows your thumb to really have, you can do circles with your thumb very easily, and you can work biplanar, we call it.
You should not look at it, Brad. You should show them while you're doing this.
Well, I didn't know which way they could see better, Bob, but that's a good point. So the first one, if you just go like this and you take your thumb and go to your pinky, if you can go like this and touch your thumb to your pinky, we're getting one direction of that joint, and it's all working down in here, right down in there. And you can do 10 to 15 reps of that. If it needs a little help, and you can't touch, you can help and you can squeeze it, give it a little what we call passive range of motion. If it hurts, just bump into the pain and repeat that. Okay. And going as it goes out, you want to make sure you can open it up as well. And I'm pressing this direction to get that joint to go the opposite direction. So we're going this way and close it to the pinky and close it. And then we can give it a little pressure and open it. The next one is thumb to the pointer finger. That would be the second digit. And we're gonna, so you can't bring your finger to the thumb. That's cheating. You got to try and keep the finger. Yep, the finger straight, and the thumb's gonna go up to the finger and back like that. So you make a little L, and then we close the L. Open, close, and you can give it a little stretch here. Usually it's going to be this way. That's probably the tight direction, and we can give it a gentle stretch there. So work it back and forth 10 times. If we need a little more after that, you got to get it warmed up. We're going to stretch it manually with the other hand. Not too aggressively. You don't want to get too sore. And then circles. Clockwise.
Got it.
Counterclockwise. get that joint working well. And you can actually get in here and grab the bone right here, grab that metacarpal and work it this way as well and get in and work these muscles around the thumb and get that circulation going all in that base part of the thumb instead of starting out here on the end of the thumb. And then we're going to go work this joint and this joint. Okay, the phalange joints we call them. We're going to work those together. They only go one direction. They're a hinge joint, Bob.
Sure.
So that makes it much easier, less complicated to work with. And we're just going to close or flex the thumb and then extend it and work it like that. Now, I remember when I was younger, I could not flex.
I was going to say, you don't have much flexion the way is it. Look at mine compared to his.
Yeah. I could only go about 50% flexion, and then I could pop it past that and back and forth. So I remember
Really?
when I was just about 5 or 6 years old, I used to work that. I'd go click, 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 and I just kept doing it. I figured it'd wear through. And it did.
You were a therapist even back then, Brad.
Yeah, I remember doing it in church. I'd be kind of getting bored, and I'd be clicking on my thumb. But it's got to get better sooner or later.
How
And
unusual
sure,
is that?
Sure enough, I said a prayer, and it took care of it.
Strange things.
But it is true that was a really problem with my both thumbs. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it works good now. So you can put some pressure on here if you want to get further flexion, just like I was doing when I was a child, and then go back and do 10 to 20 reps depending on how it feels. And
Can I show a little bit of an advanced technique?
oh
Brad?
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
this is a Mulligan technique, and maybe a little bit hard to follow. But what you're going to do, if you have pain in that first joint, what you want to do is you're going to slide. You're going to put one finger here and one finger here, and this one's going to push that way, and this one's going to push that way. And while I'm doing that, I push and then I bend the thumb.
So he's trying to put a little pressure to make that joint go sideways
Right.
laterally. But you're not going to break it or anything.
No,
Just put
no,
some
just a
gentle
little
pressure.
And it's amazing how often, if that thumb joint, that first one is painful, sometimes that takes it away. If that doesn't work, you might go opposite. So I
Yeah.
put the thumb up here, and that's pushing this way, and this finger is pushing that way. I'm hoping you're following me on this. This is a little bit complicated, but it's amazing to me how this often works on any finger, really.
So he said Mulligan technique. Brian Mulligan.
Brian Mulligan
was
is
a physical
from
therapist.
New Zealand.
Yep. And is he still alive?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, he's up there. We
Yeah.
saw him how many years ago?
Yeah, that was quite a while
He
ago, and he
was
looked old then.
But he was a spirit, wasn't he?
Oh, he
Yeah,
was a real treat to
he
work
was.
with.
He was fun.
So anyways, and then after that, you get it moving. If you want to work the strength of the thumb muscles, I like using one of these balls. If you got it has to be a softer ball. There's no doubt about it. This is one that has like the gel in it like this. And so you can work it. You can just squeeze in and out.
Turn around, Brad. Or can you? Yeah, I think
There
that
we
shows
go.
better.
How is that, Liz? You can see that. Then the nice thing, you can point your thumb into it and push it in like that and work it like that. And that puts different pressure on the joints and the muscles as well. And then we can work that. Squeeze it here. Oh,
And
yeah.
it's fun.
It is. You get one of these balls, it really becomes entertaining.
Now you can, if you want to do a little bit of a modality, you can put your hand in warm water while you're doing these.
Yep.
And
Get it loosened up that
yeah,
way.
and sometimes we even go hot to cold to hot to cold if you wanted to.
We just had
Yeah.
someone comment on that treatment yesterday. As a matter of
Contrast
fact.
baths?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said really had good luck with the hot to cold. So you're putting your
Yeah, generally what you do is you start off 5 minutes in the hot water.
Mhm.
I mean, as warm as you can tolerate without burning, obviously.
right.
You
You
fill
should-
up one sink. The other sink you fill up with cold water, about as cold as you can
Sure.
tolerate. You do 5 minutes in the hot,
Yep.
1 minute in the cold, and then you just keep going 1 minute back and
Yeah.
forth. And
And you
do
can
your-
vary that a little bit.
Yeah, you can. There's no, like it's absolutes. It's,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Use good judgment. Everyone's bodies.
whatever
and
feels
tolerance.
good, and just
Mhm.
sometimes some people like the warm water.
Sure.
So I had one girl in my class
Yeah.
that she loved cold water, and she loved also to get zapped with electricity. I was a little questioning about her.
Well,
You know,
well,
I mean, a
we
little-
don't want to
little-
go there, Bob.
I was going to
That's
say she's a
another
little
story.
bit. Is it sadistic? No, it's masochistic.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine, Bob.
So-
We don't do any of that stuff above the neck up. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying? Anyways, I always want to do this. Hold on. Let's just see if I can hit that thing. I missed.
Oh,
I hit
great.
her.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.